have a great name. You must kill your name before he kills you.
Welcome to Metamorphosis TV, the process of transformation. In today's episode, we're going to deep dive into the underbelly of college football and expose a plot by the power brokers to derail the prime effect. In order to substantiate my case, we must take a look back in order to understand where this is going. Remember, the NCAA declined Coach Prime's Week 0 game versus Arizona State August 26th, although 7 other college football games were played that exact same day. Denied. Coach Prime, Week 0 game, NCAA, denied. I suspect the NCAA imagined Coach Prime was trying to jumpstart CU's season with a win prior to the scheduled season opener versus 17th ranked TCU on the road, which most believe CU would open with a loss, thus putting to rest and putting to bed we coming and the prime effect. Can you imagine if Colorado would not have started the season opener with a win? Can you imagine that press conference? Now, a lot of people still can't imagine that press conference because Coach Prime did flex in that press conference because no one thought CU had a chance to open the season with a win on the road, especially against a team that had played just several months before or earlier this year in a national championship matchup. Wow. So now, go back to September 2nd. This season, noon Saturday kickoff on Fox. Approximately 9 million viewers tuned in to watch Colorado versus 17th ranked TCU. And guess what? The game did not disappoint. Not only a high-scoring affair, had all the ups and downs, back and forth lead changes late into the game, made for TV. Obviously, we know CU would make a defensive stop on a 4th and 9, securing CU's first win of the season and Coach Prime's first win as a head coach at the Power 5 level. Literally on every channel, CU's upset win became headlines across all spectrums of college football the entire day. Nothing else mattered. Literally, nothing else mattered. CU commandeered the airwaves September 2nd. For the first time in a long time, no one cared about the top 25 rankings, the blue blood teams, or anything that the media was trying to get you to turn your attention to. No one wanted to turn their attention away from Colorado after that opening win. Think about it. Oregon scored 81 points to open their season versus Portland State, and nobody not even knew until that game, until week 2 or week 3. Nobody cared. No one cared. You had one of the top 10 or top 15 ranked teams putting up 81 points, and nobody cared that even happened. So understand Coach Lanning's, and I don't want to say disgust, but his disdain for the prime effect, because it was literally suffocating college football. All people wanted to see and all people wanted to talk about, the only thing that was really getting people's attention was Colorado football, the prime effect. and all that came with it. The we coming now is we here. CU is the hottest ticket in town now, with Nebraska next up on the schedule for their home opener. And boy, that whole week was CU versus Nebraska. A game, again, prognosticators predicted earlier in the season, in the offseason, CU could possibly start the season 0-2. Obviously, for those who watched, the first half was a very interesting affair. It looked as though Colorado might be on the verge of their first upset of the season. But in the second half, they got things turned around. Nebraska had a few key turnovers, which jump-started Colorado's offense. And Colorado ended up pulling away, thus giving more life to the prime effect and Colorado. Now, Colorado is all over the airwaves. Colorado is 2-0. A 1-11 team in the 2022 season has started the 2023 season 2-0 by a head coach who came from an HBCU, an FCS school, is now at an FBS school, Power 5, and he has opened his coaching campaign 2-0. I'm not sure if that's a record. I'm not sure if what that means. They haven't talked about it. But now that we look back on it, that could be some kind of a record in terms of an HBCU coach coming into the Power 5 and winning the first 2 games of his campaign. Now, obviously, we know they would win. He would open the season with 3 wins, which takes this story even into the stratosphere. Now they have another home game with another rival. You just beat a rival, a longtime Big 8 rival, Nebraska, at home. And now you have another home game back-to-back against now intrastate rival Colorado State. And that game did not disappoint either. It was a tough defensive contest by Colorado State. Colorado State played fearlessly, even in the face of Colorado losing Travis Hunter on a allegedly it was an illegal hit. They flagged that play. It was an illegal hit on the sideline in that game, knocking Travis Hunter out of the contest. CU would find a way to win late in the second overtime. First, they had to come back in regulation to tie the game. Everything that happened in that game, just like the opener, just like this other the second game, this game again made for TV. They started the season with averaging 9 million viewers. 9 million viewers for the opener. 9 million viewers for the Nebraska game. And 9 million, almost 10 million viewers for the Colorado State game. Now, keep this in mind, people. I need you to understand this. Bear with me. Hang in there with me on this. CU, they had to find out if CU, are they really all of this? This is the power brokers now. Because remember, they started the first 2 games with noon kickoffs. Noon kickoffs. And it was like after that first noon kickoff, they was like, wait a minute, man. Ain't nobody talking about nothing else but Colorado. The week 2 win over Nebraska overshadowed Texas versus Alabama. That was your primetime game, September 9th. And everyone was, even during that game at halftime, CU was the talk of that game. Yes, can you imagine? Texas was giving Alabama the business in Tuscaloosa, and guess what? Not a lot of people care. Not who I want to say. The crux. Now you had obviously Tuscaloosa cared and Austin cared, but no one else cared about that game. No one else. Yes, people watched it, but it did not have the viewership that Colorado had versus Nebraska. Week 2. No one was, even when Texas beat Alabama at home in Tuscaloosa, they were like, man, that was man, that people were still talking about CU. The prime effect. We here. We not coming no more. We are here. The prime effect, little did we know, is in full effect. And now they have garnered, CU almost has literally become the college football team of America. Yes. I know y'all, I'm a Cowboy fan, but y'all gonna have to hear this. Yes, Cowboy fans, Cowboys are America's team. Guess what? CU for 3 weeks, and no, let me say, for longer than that. CU, let's say to start the season, and as of this taping of this video, is college football, is America's team of college football right now. You have professional athletes turning on the TV to watch Colorado State versus Colorado. Now, back to what I was saying about the time slots. They had CU in the time slots at noon. Then they throw them all the way into a night game. Now, it could have been scheduled like that anyway. You got to understand, the power brokers thought that CU would be 0-2. So the Colorado State game, which may be their first opportunity for their first win of the season, is now in the latest time slot. The stepchild, and this is not an indictment against stepchildren. I'm not trying to be insensitive to stepchildren. I just want to make that clear. This is only an example that I'm using to describe the time slot that these networks have for certain games. They put in these time slots games that they believe people would not be interested in seeing. So literally, that game was supposed to be played under the radar. You got this? Under the radar. I'm exposing game. I'm exposing game. You know, hey, bear with me. But the only problem was CU is 2-0. So now they don't want to move the game because that would make it look like they didn't plan for that. So they left it in that slot also to see if the prime effect was real. Let's see now who is going to watch a West Coast Mountain Standard Time late game. Who's going to turn on their TV at that hour in New York, Eastern Standard Time, in Texas, Central Standard Time, and obviously we knew Colorado was going to watch it in that time slot. But no one, the power brokers, did not imagine that no one would be watching that game at that hour. That CSU versus CU was the most watched game ever in college football in that time slot. I'm sorry, I know I'm not trying to get overly excited, but I need you all to understand what is happening, because that's going to, as I get to the Oregon game, I'm going to blow your mind about that game. Yes, but they got blowed out. Yes, they did. And yes, I'll get into that. Hats off to what Oregon was able to accomplish. Great football team moving forward. Coach Lanning, Ducks looked like to be a very good team. But there was something else going on in that game I want to share with you in my next video. That's all I have for you right now. Hang on for part 2. You all have a blessed day. I'm out.